imagine having the most advanced and user-friendly shredder that we've ever offered, and I absolutely 100% own this one. I actually bought it when we had it at a Today's Special last year. I had an old one that actually was old technology. It was super heavy, it was super clunky. I used it for years, and finally I thought, well, it's old cutting, and it really was the old cutting method. I wanted to be even more secure, but what I loved about this one specifically was the variety and the capacity this thing can chew through. We're at tax season, and what that reminds us all is it's a lot of paperwork. We have a lot of receipts. We have all that stuff we collect years and years of. Can you imagine being able to get rid of all the clutter and really ultimately have great peace of mind? I 100% own this, and I absolutely love it. It's powerful, it works, it rolls easy, it tucks away in a corner. Right now, right by my mail, I've got this shredder sitting there because when I don't need it, I shred it. It's off my mind. I don't have to worry about it. I love mine, and I think you're gonna love this one too. Now, here's what we've done. It is a Today's Special, which means it's one price for one day. When we hit midnight, the deal is completely done. We have several colors still available, although the white is very limited. Right here beside me, this one's gonna be your gray. Then I have your classic black in front of me. The white is almost sold out, so if you want the white, that's about 50% gone. Moving from there, we have the red. Look at that fun olive green. And finally, on the other end, that's gonna be our navy, which is kind of like a royal blue navy. It's not super inky, dark navy. Also, because of today, please notice we have 6 flex pays. You can get this home for $22.50. So why do I love it? Well, we're gonna prove why I like it so much, and Bill is joining me to do just that. Hey, Bill.
Hey, how are you?
I am fabulous. How are you?
I'm having a good time, because Embassy just makes my job easier. Because let's be real, shredding can be a big chore for a lot of us, because like we have stacks and stacks of paper. This does 12 sheets in the front, which we all can appreciate. It has that instant gratification window. See the bright green? You see the bright green right there. But what this does that yours might not do, it has this lid, this auto dock feeder. So what does that mean? I can take a stack of documents. I can take up to 120 pages, load this bad boy up, and it's gonna do the shredding for me. Why is this important? We all have better things to do. So I take that stack of papers, and just by loading it in right over there.
That's one of the greatest features ever made in a shredder.
And the thing is, why did it take so long?
Oh my
Finally,
gosh.
It's here. So now all the shredding's being done. I can go back to, you know, digging out through other drawers. I can find other stuff.
Got a cup of coffee.
I can leave the room. I can go walk the dog, put the kids to bed, and the shredding's getting accomplished for me. Because we've all been there. We know what it was like. It was like, okay, count out 6 pages, make sure it was a line, no staples. What you're noticing is the power of Embassy being able to shred in the front and auto shred in the back. And what's it doing the entire time? It's giving me micro cut technology. And what is that? It's the finest, smallest shred out there, protecting my identity, protecting my credit score. And it's as simple as just getting this home. You know, there's a lot of cool technology out there, but it requires Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and apps and cloud service. This is plug it in, feed it, and you get that instant satisfaction of seeing number 13 disappear, go into the bin. And one thing, I'm gonna pause this for a second, because I want you to realize this is the largest waste bin we've included. It's a 6-gallon waste bin, largest peekaboo window. One of our reviewers, she called this the instant gratification window. I love it. It's even on wheels, so you can wheel it around and tuck it away, and you never lift off the lid. You just pull out this drawer. I take this drawer out to the curb and throw that away, and I'm not throwing away things that can be pieced back together. This is microcut. This is strip cut from the 70s. It's an easy puzzle, easy to identify, but when it's microcut, it is foolproof, and that is huge peace of mind. Not to mention, it's a smaller shred, so it fills up the waste bin a lot less. If you have a strip cutter, you wanna upgrade to microcut. If you have a microcut, which a lot of us here at HSN do have Embassy shredders, because we all need to have a shredder. Actually, do you know what? The federal government even tells us we need to shred our documents, because one of the #1 complaints to the Federal Trade Commission is identity theft. So they go as far as saying there's many steps a consumer can take to reduce the risk of being an identity theft victim. For example, closely guard your social security number. We've been told that by everyone. But then they go as far as saying shred charge receipts, shred credit applications, and shred other sensitive documents. And that other, it's gonna be different for every, not even just household, but every individual. Like you're going through a medical procedure, you're going through a house refinance, everyone's information is out there and needs to be protected. And that's why you need a shredder. And I gotta tell you, this one shredder that we have as a Today Special makes it so easy. And look at this, all the stuff that we have out there to shred. Some stuff we can get off our plate immediately, whether it's paychecks, whether it's receipts and bank statements and all that kind of stuff, utility bills. Some stuff we need to keep, you know, for a little while, make sure we got all our vacation time with those paycheck stubs and everything, and then we can shred those at the end of the year. And after 7 years, we can get rid of old taxes. So anything from 2012, guess what, you can get rid of it. And I love that you have the wand scanner in the show.
Right.
Because you know what you can do? Scan it, digitalize it, get rid of it.
And then shred it.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's kind of the perfect 1-2 security punch in the same hour. And here's why I love this, because I think when you have a lot of stuff and it starts to build up, it just is such a weight on your shoulders. It's just clutter, it's junk, right? But you don't want to throw it away, because then you have that horrible feeling in the back of your head like, oh, what if someone gets my information out of the trash can? And by the way, once it hits the curb or the alley, open game. Anybody can take anything out of your trash can. You might not have known that, but it's completely legal for them to dig through your trash once it gets onto that public property. What I love is when I shred, all of a sudden that little annoying voice stops talking to me. It's done, like other than my husband. No, I'm kidding. But what I love about it is I'll be like, oh my gosh, there's so much information. For example, how many of you get offers from like a car dealership? Or the bank sends you those crazy offers, hey, bring this check in and you'll get like $2,000 and a new credit card. You want to get rid of all that. And if you're drowning in clutter because you're afraid to throw it away, 300% get the shredder. Also, my old shredder, Bill, used to do this. What do you call this? Mine wasn't this old, but it was this old.
Well, let's go through this. This is the evolution of shredding. This is that cross cut that we've been talking about, the 30 shreds per page, which easy identifiable. This is a cross cutter, which was definitely an upgrade.
Well, wait, now this is the one I had for years.
Right.
And then I really upgraded because I truly wanted it to do this.
Exactly, and this is definitely better than the green, but look at how small that microcut is. Hard to piece together. I'm gonna show you. This pink stuff, I was able to piece this together. Grab a handful, and I gotta tell you, it's messy, but if this is someone's full-time job, I can get an account number, I can get a last name.
Crazy.
That's all they need. And this is why they even progressed from strip cutting, because I mean, a 4-year-old can do a 30-piece puzzle, line up the lines and find the numbers. And this becomes not just, you know, invasion of privacy, but it's your credit score, it's your identity, and most of us don't realize we were a victim of identity theft until it's already happened.
That's right.
Until we try to apply for great financing or try to, you know, run your credit score, and you're like, excuse me? I didn't know I had.
What's wrong with that?
And then you're behind the 8 ball, you're trying to repair it.
And it's years of repairing it, years and years. My brother got his identity stolen. He literally had to go to court. They literally caught the guy, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah.
But the guy, they had a ring of people in the state of Ohio who were running around stealing identity. His was stolen. The damage and the time it took him to recover back from just that one incident was years. It can really, really mess you up for a long time. Why risk it, you guys? It makes no sense. And if you really are thinking about upgrading, now I gotta tell you, mine not only was an older cut, it was heavy. That darn thing, it had no wheels.
Right.
So I couldn't roll it around. So I left it in this one room, and guess what? Because it was so big, I didn't want it out in the front where I collect my mail. I always wanted one that was small enough I could tuck in the corner, and if I opened my mail that day and said, I don't need it, boom, it could go right into it. And this one fits perfectly. And the fact that it has wheels, I'm telling you, it makes a huge difference. Because I mean, this is good and sturdy.
Right.
This thing's meant to really last for years. The ones without wheels are so heavy, you can't put it in a convenient spot. With this, I literally can roll into the living room while I'm watching television. I'll just do mass shredding one night. I love the fact that if you have a document that has more than one page, the fact you can slip it in the back of this thing like you're seeing those numbers go by, that is one of the greatest features ever made for a shredder. Because if you have a ton of old tax documents and you just want to do this, you walk away and go have a nice little toddy.
For real.
You don't have to stand over the shredder and go like this for hours and hours. You literally let this do it itself.
And that's the cool part about it, because yes, it's auto feeding. It's, you know, 82 pages up to 120 pages. But also what's cool, like say you're in the zone of purging and you have the feeder loaded up. Oh, found something else. You don't have to stop. It can actually multitask and do that. And I leave mine out too, Suzanne, because you're right. Like I'll get junk mail and I'll be like, wait a second, I don't need this. And you know, they pad these envelopes, so we have to open them.
It forces you to open the envelope.
Exactly. And the thing is, it's pre-filled out, so my identity's in here. This is nice and thick. Look at this. It has the power, it has the muscle, and look what it's giving me.
There's such satisfaction to hearing that.
Right? And the thing
it's like, it's just eating that thick thing up.
And it's gone. It's not sitting on the countertop much longer. It's not something I have to worry about. Because if you have the shredder out and you use it daily, weekly, you're less likely to be that victim. By the way, it comes in a nice big box, ships for free. On those boxes, we all have them. That's my identity. That's my address. That's someone else's information. Look what it's doing. While I'm gonna auto shred, put that cardboard in there.
Come on, guys, how crazy. That was really thick cardboard.
So this is power. This is performance. That is security you're seeing. And some of the other features.
Can I interrupt you for one thing? The other thing I really love is my other one used to heat up so fast, I'd be like a little bit into all this big shredding because I let it piled up too long, and it would stop. And then I'd have to go away for an hour or two, let it cool down.
Right.
I have found this, I have yet to get this one to stop.
Well, we have yet to either. I mean, we've been on the same Navy one all day, and it keeps going and going. And the thing is, that's what we want. When work becomes a chore, I mean, let's just talk about how this is a customer pick for a second. Yeah. Because it is a piece of office equipment. We all have office equipment, whether it's computers and printers, and there's all been a time where we walk up to the printer and you're like, why is this not online? Why is it like, where's the ink? Same with the computer. The reviews on this, people are excited about it because if I walk up to it with junk mail, it works, it performs. It's not a hassle, it's not confusing. And a lot of us still do this. We just crumple it up and we throw it away. We think it's not gonna happen to me. Let me just remind you of what the statistics are. When we launched Embassy, 1 in 10 of us fell victims to identity theft. Pretty prevalent, right? That's 1 in 10. Yeah. Now, it's actually 1 in 7. It's actually gone up on the rise. And because you think about it, all the stuff we have on our computers that we print out, the stuff that comes in the mail, the pre-filled out stuff, everyone should have a shredder. And look how I've gone through 112 pages, which I could have been making my toddy for the night, taking the dog out for a walk, didn't have to babysit it. And that's just the huge evolution, because we all have stacks, whether it's a stack of 14 pages, 114. Look at these reviews. Suzanne, we got to add yours up here.
I love it. It will shred everything I put into it. It is a beast. We're able to, place sheets in the feeder and still manually feed documents in the front, both working at the same time. Oh yeah, you'll totally love that. You'll be like, that's the greatest thing. Great shredder, love the paper feed, doesn't jam, large capacity. Saves a ton of time as you can stack up your stuff ready for shredding instead of having to feed each sheet individually. I'm telling you, that loader in the back, even if you already have like a one that cuts up really well like this loader in the back changes everything. And it's funny, sometimes I'll be in a hurry, and I actually have mine on a timer with my lights in the front room, because it's all in the front room by my mail, right? And so I'll just set stuff in there, and when mine turns on, it actually turns my shredder on, and I go to work or go walk the dogs, and I come back and everything's just shredded. Oh. you have no idea.
It's like a Roomba of shredding. I like this.
It is. It's so fabulous. But you just have no idea, and the peace of mind you get is what solves everything. To me, that is the greatest thing, because I don't have to worry about someone picking through my trash. And today, with the information you can get off the internet, I think that's why that statistic you stated earlier has gone up, where it's now, instead of what, 1 in 10, it's, what'd you say?
1 in 7.
1 in 7. It's because if I can get the teeniest bit of little information from you, I can then go on the internet and the whole world opens up to me. So to me, I think that's why it's more prevalent than ever, because the internet is making it easier for them to take your information and to really exploit that and find out so much more about you than you ever thought was possible. And so go to the heart of where it starts, and that's all your paper stuff.
And that's just it, because a little bit of information can go a long way.
It's huge.
Like, I know your name because I can pick up a piece of your mail, but then if I can pick up something that's in the mail, last 4 digits of an account number, that's why this list of stuff that we have and hold on to, we have to keep it, but then we can get rid of it. We can scan it, we can dump it. And when we put this out at the curb, it is peace of mind, because you see how fine and small this shred is. By the way, look at that one piece of paper. Look how much space that one piece is taking up versus what is this stuff? What is, you know, the medical record? And the thing is, there are definitely dumpster divers out there still, but you know what also happens? Have you ever had a windy night and your garbage can gets knocked over, and all of a sudden your paycheck stub or prescription information's in the neighbor's yard? You know what? Take that stuff when you don't need it anymore, put it in your shredder, and just realize.
Or that credit card offer.
Right.
Oh my gosh, you never want to throw that stuff out.
No, totally.
You try tearing it up or using scissors or something, they can still put that together.
There's a credit card in here, I can feel it.
Oh, good.
Thing is, you know what, boom.
There's some great, you know what, I just had a whole bunch of like discount cards and all these old cards I had. I took all 8 of them and basically shoved 4 at a time in there, because you can use the whole expanse of the thing. You don't have to go right down the middle. It was the greatest feeling. Again, just that peace of mind knowing that that's off my shoulders. I don't have annoying little voice going, you better be careful. Uh-oh,
Yeah.
don't throw that away.
Well,
I just shred it and I forget about it.
Do you ever remember how we used to play with the little play wallets and you'd give your old credit cards to the kids? I wouldn't do that today.
Oh, no.
Because, I mean, those readers are out there. I love the fact that this can go through cardboard. So if I do have mailing address labels, I'm not just putting a ballpoint pen through it. It takes care of it. One thing that you also have to realize, because it's a Today Special, you're getting a care package. This shredding care package with 6 lubricant sheets, a bin liner, and what is this? You want to take care of the machine. I have yet to actually use one in mine.
I haven't either, to be honest with you.
And that's just it. You don't necessarily need it, but it just keeps those gears nice and oiled up. So watch what happens. It's an envelope with oil inside it, so you let it sit in there 30 seconds, a minute, you let everything drip out, maybe go in reverse, and then send it through again. And what's that gonna do? It's just gonna, give your gears a nice little drink to keep it going and proficient.
Can you please go over the little things in the front? Because
Sure.
I love these, because I'll be honest with you, there are some packs that I try to shove in here because I don't want to open them up, but they're like an inch thick, and that's not going to go, but I'll try, right? I push it to its limits. Sometimes stuff goes, and it gets stuck. What I love is you can go reverse,
right.
and I'll actually reverse it back out, and then I open it up, and then I put it in the back, and it feeds through.
So you just pretty much your on button, on and off switch right over here. So switch it over to this side, that's your reverse. You're off, then you're automatic on, like it's on right now. It
That's
won't
what I
engage
have.
until it turns on, and then always on. So if you keep going and feeding, and I love your example, because what I actually discovered, I came back from vacation, and I was like, oh, junk mail, junk mail, junk mail. So you know what I did? I didn't have to sit over the machine. I literally just popped it all back in the auto feeder, and I went back to unpacking the bag, starting the laundry, doing things. And the cool part about it was then done. That's all you have to do. And
But ultimately, don't you think you have an incredible peace of mind now? Because gosh knows, it's overwhelming when you have so much paper saved on a desk or built up in shoe boxes. Or if you've got, remember, you got to keep your taxes only for 7 years. But after that, can you imagine the joy of taking those, taking the boxes and just shredding all that stuff? Oh, it's so awesome. It's freeing.
And the thing is, we did some spring cleaning here backstage, and sometimes we can throw stuff away. These are host cards.
Yeah.
These are host information, product information. We can't throw these away. So what do we normally do? We take these to a shredder. 6, 8 pages, someone feeding it. Matt Davis shares a story. He's a guest here at HSN. One of his first jobs out of college was hired by a law firm to sit there in a conference room and just shred, because they had to do it. So guess what I can do? This stack, by the way, as Suzanne, you were talking about how exciting it feels, this stack has been getting smaller and smaller as the day goes on, but I can take, a stack of 30, 40, 50, 60, up to 120 pages, and see, HSN.
This is cardstock, by the way.
Yeah, just load it up.
Guys, that's not thin little wimpy pieces of paper.
No.
Okay, I gotta do some updates, Bill, real quick. Here are your colors again. We have the silver back behind, or the gray. We're calling gray or silver? Gray, right? Gray. Black, #1 bestseller. That's the easy one, guys. It works in anybody's home. The most limited is my white. I'm down to the last couple hundred in the white. Here's your red beside that. Then we have the olive green, and we're calling this one navy, but it's more like a royal blue, just FYI. But we're calling it navy officially. If you've got an old shredder, if it overheats, if it's clunky, if it's too heavy, if you can't move it around, and it really, literally, you have to do one piece at a time, upgrade today. It's super easy with our 6 Flex, and we've got, free shipping too. Yeah, free shipping. By the way, that's $18 you're saving just on the shipping. There's no construction to it. You don't have to build it. It literally comes out of the box, you plug it in, and it's ready to go. This is the one you want to really upgrade to. If you have a shredder where you're doing one at a time, it is so arduous. Now you just stick it in the back, and that auto feeder just takes it up to 120. Yeah. That's amazing. 120 sheets of paper, just like he's doing right there, and you walk away and let it do its job.
And let's be real, how often are we really going to max out that 120? Hopefully not all the time.
I have not done 120.
Yeah,
no.
But I've done over 30, 40, and that didn't mean I have to sit there and babysit.
I don't care if it was 5.
Right.
It was so convenient to throw it on there and walk away.
Exactly. The junk mail I just said was about 5 pieces, but again, I didn't have to sit there. So here's about 4 or 5 pages with staples while it's auto dock feeding in the back. And you notice, Embassy gives us power, performance, and this is why it's a customer pick. It does the job it's made to do and does it well. Because sometimes we buy those fancy phones and computers, and it's like, I just needed to do one thing, and this does one thing. Actually, in my mind, it does 2 things. I have a really small home office, so what I like is I'll use this 6-gallon bin and just leave the drawer open, and now that's my large waste bin in my home office. I throw my wrappers away and do whatever, and when I need to shred, shut the drawer, shred in the front, or boom, shred in the back, just like that. It's peace of mind of getting rid of the clutter, which we can all relate to, because we all want to bust that clutter, right? But then when you think about it and how important that stuff is that you're throwing away, and hopefully not just throwing away because it is personal, private, and important information, you're seeing how the result is right in front of your eyes. Because, you know, there are shredding companies out there, and you hand over everything. Do you see it get shred? Do you know how much they charge per pound and all that? And actually, I gave my mother an Embassy. I know the gift-giving season's over, but talk about an interesting gift. My mom had in the back of the garage, you know, taking up space and all that, we're tripping over it, boxes from my grandmother's estate when she'd passed away and, you know, settling it and blah, blah, blah. And she couldn't just throw it away. She was waiting and counting down the calendar of when it was free at the school or the bank, and she missed a date and then had to wait again.
You mean for like a shredding day?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
And so what I did, I hooked her up with a shredder, and she was able to just walk away with Microcut, walk away with Embassy's performance, did not have the auto dock feeder, which now that that's out there, she might need an upgrade.
Well, also she had a clean garage.
And that's just it.
I mean, just think about the
Yeah.
space. Okay, raise your hand. Do you have a whole bunch of paperwork you're afraid to throw away and it's sitting in a closet on shelves? Or you've got a whole bunch of origami shelves at home and you've got tubs full of paperwork. It could be old checks. How many you keep in your old checks still, right? It could be all those documents you've needed. It could be just paperwork you were truly afraid of throwing away because you know there could be a security threat. Just grab this. It's so easy, guys. And tonight you have 6 Flex. And what does that mean? Because I think this is important. Our Flex Pay is something we do as a service to make it easier on you. You have a half a year to pay this off, which means right now it is, I gotta look down, $22.50. And remember, you're saving almost $18 because today alone, we're shipping this for free. So it's a great time to pick it up. Also, with FlexPay, you have a half a year to pay that off. You'll know within the first time you use it if you love it. And I've never regretted buying this. I mean, it's, you know, it's not a $19 item, I get that. But with FlexPay, you'll never regret it because I'm telling you, the peace of mind, also the relief of just not having the cluttered papers. Right now, I know I have a bag. It's actually sitting in my dressing area, and that is full of old stuff. And it's just because I haven't gotten to it. And my husband and I are doing some serious downsizing. I mean, really, really downsizing. I can't wait to get a hold of that bag because that stuff has been sitting in there. It's old bills. You know how have you ever moved and you just tossed a whole bunch of old junk in a box and moved it to your new place? And you're like, someday I'm gonna get to that. But in this case, now you just shred it. And then you have peace of mind, and then you get rid of all that paper clutter in your life. It's a real relief. Wouldn't you agree?
No, totally, because you're getting that space back, you're getting that nagging thing hanging over your head, done and gone.
Gosh, it's exhausting.
And the thing is, we've all been there with different piles, whether it's on the desk, whether it's on the kitchen island, whether it's, you know, in the kitchen. I love how you shared your story, because Leslie Machado was talking earlier about how she has a whole filing cabinet that's been in the closet and da-da-da. And I'm like, aren't you glad you got rid of that filing cabinet? You got the closet space back. And she's like, oh, it wasn't my closet. It was the kids' closet. I mean, I kept it in their room, but they were excited. More stuff for theirs, because we've sacrificed, because this is important information. We buy furniture that hides that stuff that we can file it away and not see it.
It's true.
But then eventually we outgrow it. And so what has to happen? We have to shred stuff. So the shredder is just great and convenient because, you know, can wheel it away, tuck it away.
Love the size of this.
Isn't it great? I like the fact that it is on wheels because, you know, sometimes you do want to wheel it in front of the television. Or, you know, I'm purging these drawers and I'm in the zone. I have this box right over here. What's inside it? It is, you know, refinance, car insurance, everything like that. And I can't throw all this away, but I can take a whole stack of this stuff and just start going to town. Do I have to sit over the shredder? Nope. I can come right over to the shredder. I have that auto dock feeder. Boom, just load it up, upside down, right side up, doesn't matter. And it's just starting the process. I can keep searching through here. I can also just take a telephone call, can go for a walk. And what am I gonna put out at the curb? I'm gonna put this out at the curb.
And recycle it.
I could recycle it as well. Use it as packing material.
Right.
This is security at the end of the day because it is that microcut, a finer, smaller shred. If I put this stack of stuff out here, I mean, if I put this box out at the
Somebody's
curb.
going through your life.
Well, that's just it. And they might not even care about the paperwork. They'll recycle the files, they'll recycle. This is valuable to someone out there, but more importantly, what is it valuable to you? Because yes, I can grab something in here. I have a checking account, taxes from 2012. Oh, I can get rid of those. But that little bit of information, social security number, credit score, credit applications, old addresses. I mean, how many times you're online, you talked about online stuff before, and or they'll ask you, which one of these addresses before was your address or not your address?
That's right.
Because that information goes a long way. By the way, this has an auto shut off, not for overheating, but if this bin gets too full, it has an automatic lever where it's like, done, not gonna overjam or overheat.
That's great.
Embassy's thought of everything. That instant gratification window is just great because you can see it happen before your eyes. But also what you're realizing is I'm getting office space back, the clutter, the chaos. Oh, and also it's more manageable because I'm right on top of it.
Right.
Because let's be real.
Well, that's what I love. I have it right where I collect my mail. So it comes through this slot and it hits this little box on the floor. I get home, I go through it, and instantly, it's literally to my left. I should take a picture. And I literally can just shove everything in there. It gets me more organized. I feel more sane.
Right.
I don't feel overwhelmed anymore when I get so much junk mail. Because you know how much junk mail we get? It's tons and tons.
Banks and credit cards and cars and roofing and cable advertisements.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I'm in a place, they give me a cable advertisement like every week. I'm in a condo. I can't pick my cable provider. It's a waste. I just get rid of it. And the stuff that I do retain, I know it's a bill. I know it's something I have to open. And then even then, once I've opened it up and paid it, I don't necessarily need it. I can scan it. I can then shred it. It's just a matter of being a cleaner, more organized way. And it's the perfect time of year to do this. Because remember, I don't know if I've shared this statistic yet, but it is tax season, right? Do you know 49% of all identity theft happens right now?
No, 40?
Federal
almost
statistic.
half of it.
Half of it. 49% of all identity
now, why
theft.
Is that?
I think it's because it's tax season. So we're getting stuff in the mail. We're sending stuff back in the mail. We're, doing our printers and all that kind of stuff and all that stuff in the printer.
And you're printing out forms and you're going to do this and that.
We make extra copies, and so we need to just start to, get rid of it. Right. And the thing is, one of our hosts here, Marlo Smith, she was an identity theft victim. She did not realize she was an identity theft victim until she went to claim her refund, and she was told, someone already collected your refund. She's like, excuse me? I don't have the check, so no. So, I mean, Smith's kind of a common name, but still, none of us want to go through that.
That's
That's
awful.
why it's completely, it happened to me. So 1 in 7, right? So it's happened to Marlo Smith, it happened to myself. I was a sophomore, you have a college student. I was a sophomore in college. I went up to the financial aid window to sign for my check, and like, you don't qualify this year. I'm like, excuse me? I was banking on that check, no pun intended, and all of a sudden, my world's like, what are you talking about? The paperwork, the filing, the claiming who I was. Supposedly there was another account somewhere in my name that had plenty of money. It wasn't my money, and that's where it's just like, it's a shock to the system, and most of us don't realize until it's already happened or too late.
Well, here's the other thing you'll find too. Between the hours you spend trying to recover and the money you have to spend to try to recover from it, it easily pays for itself 10 times over. Because you've had it happen. If you've ever had the problem, just the time you spend trying to call everybody and stop everything and where did that go and backtrack and, hey, wait, that's wrong and you've got to prove this and prove that, it's worth it right there. But the money you spend, your time's valuable, and your money's obviously really valuable. It is 100% worth getting this. And tonight, do it on our 6 Flex Pay. If we haven't convinced you yet and you're still throwing stuff away, or you're trying to use a marker, how many of you have a big, thick black marker, and how much time do you just go, and then you have to open up the inside, cross everything? I mean, that's ridiculous. Take your time back, take your sanity back. Have that real sense of peace of mind, not that nagging feeling of, well, I kind of threw that offer for that car away, or the credit card comes and it's got a check in there. Hey, just bring the check in, we'll give you $2,000 and open up a new credit card for you. Guess what? If someone gets that, they can try and do that. That happened to my sister, actually.
Well, that's
she had
just
that
it.
happen. They moved houses, and one of those checks came to her the house, and someone took it, cashed it, and opened up a credit card in her name.
Those are so dangerous. And the thing is, they're convenience checks, but it's more convenient for the people who you don't want them to have. Right. So you talked about the highlighter or marker. Yeah. I totally did that right over here. And I can't just throw this away because as soon as someone opens it up, my name's on it, it's pre-filled out. Right. And this is what I do. I just blacked this out so you didn't see my name and stuff. But look, not even opened.
That's it.
It's hungry. And what's I'm walking away with? That microcut. You can't tell me where it went. That is huge peace of mind.
Well, think about it. If you've got somebody who's thinking about stealing your information, they go to your garbage can, look in, and it's full of that, they're moving on to the next guy.
Completely.
They're just going to go ahead and move.
They're like, I missed the birthday party. What was the fun in that?
Right.
And it's true, because actually Guy Giovanni, who was on with this morning, was talking about that. Someone puts out, a half-broken barbecue, but they're like, I can fix it. I can make it work. You put out any little information in terms of a credit application or refinance document. Actually, Leslie Machado was sharing a story. She explored about doing a refinance. They sent her all the information, and she had to partially fill it out, and then she changed her mind. all that paperwork, even though she stopped the process, had her information.
Oh my gosh.
Birthday, everything. And that's where it's just, you can't just throw it away.
And I don't know if you guys have applied for any kind of mortgage or loan lately. You literally have to send in every possible thing about yourself, including something I mean, you have to send in your whole world. Like,
yeah.
I swear, it's the nuttiest process. I hope I never have to apply for a mortgage again, because I never have been required to supply so much information. And so that's all, what do? You gather it all at home, and the pile gets higher and higher. You send it all in, and then you've got all those copies.
Right.
So you gotta get rid of it. I mean, there's a million reasons. If you still have old canceled checks from 1972, just get the shredder and let it have at it. You know what I have? I have a passport. Now, a passport's really important, and I've got a couple passports. Yeah, I'm a little older. So I have my newest passport. Why am I keeping my old passport? Now, it's not going to necessarily,
Scan it. And then
I'll scan it. No, we don't want to keep the passport. But what I do want to do is get rid of the information inside it.
Yes.
So I ripped out all the contents and I shredded the contents in this exact shredder.
Perfect.
Now, of course, it's not going to do the passport cover, but who cares? There's no information on the cover. But everything else I shredded up. Because it's another thing. Why do we hold on to passports for years?
Totally.
When they're outdated.
Everything. Boarding
driver's
passes.
license.
Driver's
Why are you
license.
keeping those old driver's license?
And the thing is, driver's license. Here's dense plastic, those rewards, membership cards. No joke, I was at my mom's house cleaning up some stuff. I found my old wallet with my Blockbuster card. I could shred that. I kind of kept it though because it was nostalgic at this point.
That is kind of fun.
But totally. I was like, will this still work? What else did I find there? Oh, I found a file of receipts from college, because we had a house party in college and I was expecting all my roommates to chip in. They never did. And phone bills that they're all supposed to pay part of it. They never did. So this is like in the 90s, and I was still holding on to it. I'm like, you know what? It's time to let it go. And the thing is, it was quite a few little different pieces of paper. Normally it would have been one at a time, put it in right.
Hours.
Load it up and just walk away. And it does feel good. It's cleansing.
It is. All right, I gotta give you guys some more updates too. Now please understand, this is the today's special. And if you're new to HSN, you're like, so what? Here's the big deal. It's one day, one price. We only did one Shredder Today special last year, and it was this exact model. That's when I bought mine. One last year. We do not have any other shredders slated as a Today special so far for the rest of the year. So while you see it, if you need it, it's always a good idea to get it, because here's the problem. At midnight tonight, even if I have a couple colors left, it's gonna go from $134 to almost $200. And that's already a great price. The retail's $224. So even at $200, that's pretty decent. There's nothing better than getting it at our lowest price. So you've got to do it right now before we get to midnight, because the deal does end. So it's only a 24-hour offer. The problem is, if you want the white, that's not going to make it to midnight at this point. We have about 500 left, and then that's going to be sold out. It could very well sell out before the end of our hour. If it makes the next airing, that's gonna be it on the white. So if you want the pretty white, now's the time to get it. The black's always the best seller because it's just unisex. You know, you can go any room, any office, any place in your home. The black's great. We have the gray here beside me, then we have the red, the olive green, and we have the navy, which is kind of like a little bit like a royal blue.
And these two, the olive and the navy, are exclusive to HSN.
Oh, that's right.
Put them together
Can't find them anywhere else. And also, you can't find this offer anywhere else. Remember, you're going to get the free trial of the shred accessories, and that gives you some little shredder garbage bags in there. Also, you're going to get the lubricants are included with it. I have yet to use one of mine. I'm not even sure where they are, but mine's still going strong. The neat thing about this is you'll be able to reclaim your sanity. You'll reclaim space. You'll reclaim your life. And if you either know or have had this happen to you, you know how darn detrimental it is. If you're letting piles of paper pile up on shelves and origamis, and maybe you bought a whole organizational system just to organize all that paperwork, why do that when all you need is a really great shredder and all of that goes away? And the peace of mind you get is unbelievable. There's something so cleansing about using my shredder at home. I love it, especially right there at my mailbox. Because I'm like, nope, 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 and then I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Like, here's an offer I got too. I mean, long, big document with the credit card attached. Guess what? Load it up while it's auto feeding from the back, no less. And there's my address. Don't look too close. But the thing is, that's my identity. That is your identity. And actually, how often does this happen? Yes, we're talking about you, but seniors are more susceptible. Kids are more susceptible because kids have social security numbers and get offers out there. And most of us, again, don't realize there's so many stories where kids try to go get their first apartment or first car, and they're like, oh, you don't qualify or this and that. And they didn't know about it. I mean, they were a victim of identity theft years prior, and that's also the ones that are hard to prosecute because they were so long ago. Oh, that was opened up 8 years ago. It's like, I was 7. How did that happen?
Right.
But it happens, and this is that first line of defense. I have to share one more quick story. I think this is a great unit, but whether it's for your office or your house, I think it's great to use at an office. I went to my dad's, I was making copies on the copy machine and realized, oh, I have like 7 extra. So I turned around to shred it, and on their shredder at the office in permanent marker, because it was like a 6 capacity shredder, there's like only 3 pages at a time, because they knew anything more than 3 would jam. So I was like, this is not gonna work. So I knew Embassy. I kind of had a hookup for them. So I sent them one of these. The people in the office were ecstatic about a piece of office equipment. They loved the fact that they had a bigger, more powerful shredder. They loved the fact that it had this auto shred feature. So if it was more than 12 pages, they weren't sitting there. They could take a whole stack of whatever they found.
Up to 120 pages.
Isn't that crazy? That's huge.
It is crazy.
And just set it up.
Oh, and by the way, we've never sold until last year when we did it one time as a Today Special.
Right.
We had never had a shredder that did that.
No.
This is the only one.
I haven't seen anyone other than Embassy really offer it. So I think, again, Embassy, they make 1 in 4 shredders. They know our headache with shredding in terms of jamming, overheating, not being able to be moved around like you were talking about. Right. The larger bin. They check all the boxes. You see that white little lever? That's the auto shut off. So say if I did walk out of the room, it would trip this and know not to keep shredding. It's a smart shredder. It's a powerful shredder. But at the end of the day, it performs like we want it to perform. Like right now, it's shredding. Suzanne, you want to go get a drink?
Well, yes, I do.
Let's go.
You didn't have to ask me twice.
We can go do other things while we're cleaning up the office. And actually, I'm looking at my desk up here. It's a little cluttered to y'all, but I got to tell you, I'm actually running out of stuff. We got a few more shows, and the thing is, it feels good to be knowing like all that clutter is going away. You'll appreciate it for that fact,
it's
too.
like taking a giant weight off your shoulders. You never have to worry about throwing it, well, I shouldn't have thrown that out, or, ooh, I threw that out, or I gotta burn it. I tried this one, I'll tell you this one technique. I was so frugal that I did this one technique. They said, get a black garbage bag and put all of your mail in the garbage bag and fill it with water. And it'll dissolve it all up. No, that did not work at all. I left it out for like a week outside. It was, oh my gosh, it was the worst mess. And guess what? 3/4 of it was still perfectly readable. Like it was the dumbest thing. So finally I was like, oh, are you insane? Just get a new shredder. And this is the one I own. And I absolutely love it. I love it so much better than my old one. My old one only did this. And I used this one up until a year ago. I kept doing this. But I was still pretty paranoid. I'll be honest with you. That was just too much to be able to read. Also, it had no wheels. It was so heavy. I couldn't move it. I had it back in a room that wasn't near my mail because it was so bulky. It didn't fit in my front sunroom. And then I switched to this exact shredder. I have this one at home. It fits perfectly in the corner. You don't even see it. It's right where my mail comes in. I get rid of the stuff right on call. It works brilliantly. If I've got a lot of junk, I love that feeder. Nothing beats that feeder on this thing. It is amazing. So maybe tonight's the night that you decide to upgrade. Again, just as a reminder, because we're about to wrap up this little look at it, is the price ends at midnight. This is going to go up to almost $200 at midnight. Why do you want to spend a ton more simply because tomorrow you went, I know what's going to happen. You're going to see a whole bunch of junk on your desk. It's in the kitchen, or you open up a cabinet and there's all this mail and junk for years sitting there, and you're going to go, oh, I'm going to go get that shredder. Yeah, that was a good idea. And guess what? It'll be $200 tomorrow. And guess what? You'll probably still buy it, but why spend the money when you don't have to?
And that's just being smart. You're being smart with your identity, smart with protecting your credit score, smart with getting rid of the clutter in your house because it's spring cleaning season. And yes, people love their Embassy. They love a shredder. Why? Because it does what it's supposed to do. It does one thing and does it so well, and you're getting a really phenomenal value on it because it's today at HSN. And you're getting more features because it's more powerful. We offer Embassy every so often. Sometimes we offer a 12-sheet, not necessarily with the auto dock feeder and that auto dock feature, not necessarily with the 6-gallon pull-out bin. And if you are in the market, don't go cheap and save money on the shred type. You want microcut at least, so it's less susceptible to identity theft. Because remember, 1 in 7 of us fall victims to identity theft, and 49% pretty much half of all identity theft happens right now during tax season.
Oh, and
January,
remember, this
February.
comes out right away, so you're gonna be able to start shredding and not have to worry about it. Also, just remember this, it will cost you more in time and money to fix an identity theft problem than it is investing this today. And with our FlexPay, you have a half a year to pay it off. A half a year, 6 months. Use a major credit card or PayPal. It's $22.50 and free shipping counts. This is not a pair of earrings. You're saving almost $18 because we have free shipping today. So take advantage of the deal because it all completely ends at midnight tonight, and on the East Coast here, we're just honestly a couple hours away. All right, Bill, thanks for hanging out.
Thank you.
Yay! Do you have to clean that up later? Is that your mess?
I get to clean it up.
Checking. All right, I'm going to talk really quickly about some other great electronics that we have available. And we're talking about the name. We all know this name, and I know you've shown these and talked about. Bill, can you give